Wrath of the Druids is the next DLC coming to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it has the potential to be amazing. Here are 7 incredible new things you'll be able to do when the DLC launches April 29th. Okay, first off, weapon. In Wrath of the Druids, one of the new weapons you'll be able to wield is the Sickle. The first evidence for this is from a guy named Jonathan, who data mined the game and dug up all manner of tidbits. Here are some tidbits. The second evidence comes from zooming in. Yep, as you can see, that's a sickle. This may be the first time you'll swing a sickle in Valhalla, but it's not new to the series. We had one in Assassin's Creed Origins, so we can probably expect a similar moveset. Continuing with the weapons theme, another new blade you're getting in Wrath of the Druids is the Durandal, or Durandal, a mythical sword that belonged to a knight called Roland. It'll be a one-handed sword, the first of its kind in Valhalla. This is corroborated by Ubisoft producer Jose Areza. Jose mentioned in a recent interview with YouTuber JawRaptor that, quote, "Yes, it is coming, and to be honest, it was one of the loudest requests we received. In a game with warhammers, flails, spears, and axes, the omission of a simple one-handed sword felt like a bit of an oversight. But your one-handed sword dreams will be realized in Wrath of the Druids." Jonathan did data mine another sword type, the short sword, but this one you'll get in the DLC after Wrath of the Druids, which is the Siege of Paris. And lastly, in the weapons category, you'll also get to wield the Gay Bolg, which is a name I've almost certainly mispronounced. In Irish mythology, the Gay Bolg is described as a javelin with multiple bards at the end. This is a spear said to be made from the bones of a sea monster, but finding it washed up on some beach would be pretty boring. What would be better is killing something big to get it. Something big like in our next entry. And that is the Baylor, one of the new enemies you'll fight in Wrath of the Druids, something Jonathan has found with his data mining ways. In Irish mythology, the Baylor is a supernatural giant with a large eye and a bad temper. There's certainly precedence for that in Assassin's Creed, both massive and troll-like, and normal-sized and people-like. For my money, I reckon we'll be seeing the troll-like one. If they want to avoid accusations of skin swapping, Ubisoft will need to differentiate the new Irish one somehow. Maybe give it a hat. The game code also showed the name Puka. Puka is a tricksy shapeshifter from Celtic folklore, and it can take the form of anything, from animals to humans. It brings good and bad fortune depending on how it feels. I can't see this one being a boss fight, but I reckon there'll be a mission where you have to stop it terrorizing a local farm or something. If it takes the form of a needle, it might be pretty hard to find. Next up, location. Thanks to Andy Reloads, who shone a light on this data mining stuff, we've got a good idea of the locations you'll be able to visit in Wrath of the Druids. There's Dublin, of course, capital of Ireland. Also included among the list of cities is Ulster, Tara Hill, Donegal, Durrow, and Armagh. So this is a sizable piece of DLC, and also I've definitely mispronounced that. And it's not just urban areas you'll explore, but iconic landmarks too, because an Assassin's Creed game is nothing without its landmarks. I would be massively surprised if Ubisoft didn't put in the likes of Giant's Causeway, which is the result of an ancient volcanic eruption along Ireland's north coast, and Glendalough Monastery, which was built in the 6th century, several hundred years before when Valhalla takes place. Here are some pictures. I mean, there's definitely gonna be a sync point up there, isn't there? Come on. And another landmark is the Hill of Tara. The Hill of Tara is an ancient ceremonial and burial site. It's also where kings of Ireland used to get sworn in, like a rockier version of the Capitol building. And we've got a pretty good indication of why you'll be traveling to the Hill of Tara, which I'm about to tell you. But just before I do, if you're enjoying the video, show your appreciation by clicking that like button and subscribing to the channel. Okay, on to ring forts now. Ring forts are brand new types of fort you'll raid in Wrath of the Druids. That's confirmed in the official description, and the Hill of Tara would make a perfect one. It's round and old. Now, the reason ring forts are so enticing is because they're completely historically accurate. You're not raiding some fantasy settlement that a video game designer made, but an actual location that was built using all the strategic knowledge available at the time. So it will feel that much more authentic, especially if you've lived in the 9th century. There's got to be a reason for you taking on ring forts, and rather than the standard gold and supplies, there might be an all-new motive, and that's to turn them into trading posts. In Wrath of the Druids, establishing your own trading network in Ireland is one of the standout features Ubisoft has listed. As they say, you can master the art of trading. Dublin was one of the largest trading hubs in the world at the time, but obviously the city will need someone to trade with, and that's where trading posts come in. I mean, it makes sense that one of the rewards for taking over ring forts will be turning them into trading posts and growing your trade network. And there's actually evidence for this too. Going back into the info highlighted by Andy Reloads, it shows the names of new buildings available to you in the DLC. These are the Trade Post, Worker House, Storage Depot, and Raider Tent. And going further, these names appear next to the names of different location names, which means you'll probably be traveling all over Ireland, setting up various trading posts with your own worker houses, depots, and raiders. And there is precedent for this in Assassin's Creed. You might remember that Assassin's Creed Liberation contained its own trading minigame. Here, you decided what to trade and what routes to take, with each choice having its own risks and rewards. So Ubisoft already have the bones of the system in place. They just need to build on them in Wrath of the Druids. Hopefully, you'll be able to spread your trading network far and wide. We're talking outfits now, and in the new DLC, you'll get the chance to wear the outfit of Basim himself. Basim, of course, being the guy who runs the Hidden Ones Bureau in your camp. Data mining efforts have shown the name Basim's outfit is in the game code, which is good because I like this fit. No word yet on how you'll unlock it, but hopefully you don't have to piece it together bit by bit, like St. George's armor in the River Raids update, because that took ages, and I don't feel like traveling around Ireland looking for some trousers. Ubisoft, if you're watching, just let us find the armor somewhere where we don't have to go far, like under the bed. So what do you think of Basim's armor? Are you happy with it, or do you want a different look? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, we're talking daily quests. In Wrath of the Druids, potentially of course, there'll be daily quests spread throughout Ireland. This means you won't have to keep coming back to Reddit for your rewards, which can be a pain if you're hundreds of miles away in a totally different country. As well as that, different daily quest givers mean different rewards, giving you more opportunity to spend those opals on something you really like. It would be good to have some new mission types thrown in there too.
But who knows?
So those were 7 new things you'll be able to do in Wrath of the Druids. Those druids will not know what hit them. Wrath of the Druids is paid DLC, of course, but if you subscribe to Uplay like me, you'll get it as part of the subscription. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know what your favorite feature of the DLC is, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this one.